So right now I'm checking the setup on my graphs here, and you can set these to be newtons, right? So I might want to make my force unit, say, 200 newtons in the z direction, but usually my x and y forces are a lot smaller, so I'm going to make those 100 newtons. Okay, now I'm going to have to, okay, so there's my force. Whoops. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go mash on my force plate. So I'm just going to push on it a few times, and I look over here. Okay, and hopefully you could see that there was my force rolling by. Okay, so how do I do this now? So I've been actually collecting this whole time, but when I hit stop, it's only grabbed the last 5 seconds of my data to actually save, okay? And then if I want to actually save it, I hit save. Right now I have it set up to prompt me for a test, and you see it's going to test it as this output data file type BSF. Okay, so that's fine. So we're just going to put test here. Okay, now if I go back over, let's see here. It's really hard to do this while I'm holding the camera. Okay, so I'm going to look in here. I find my AMTI net force. I find my data. Okay, so here's my patients.pat, my patients.test file that I just created, and here is my test.bsf file. Okay, now I can only open that using AMTI net force. So if I wanted to go over here, I can go load BSF file. Oops, and it got me a whole lot of nothing. Oh, I think. Okay, so that wasn't very helpful. Okay, so that sure didn't work very well. So we're going to try this again. I'm going to just, maybe it got me the first 5 seconds. So here we go. So we're going to hit, so we're going to hit start. We're going to hit stop. Okay, so then we're going to go to save. Okay, I'm going to overwrite my test file because that didn't work very well. Yes. Okay, and now okay, so that was me whacking on the force plate, and now you can see a couple of hits that I made. Okay, so that seems a little bit better, but this data is not really in a very useful format, so often what I need to do is I need to export it. So I go here, export data file. Okay, it's going to export it as a text file, so I'm going to hit test again, but I don't want it to be .bsf. Let's see what happened. Okay, so, and sure enough, now I have a text.text. Okay, when I open this up now, you can see it's an ASCII file, okay? And literally what I have here is 6 columns of data. So the first column is all the forces in the x direction. The second column is the forces in the y direction. The third column is the forces in the z direction, which incidentally is vertical. And then the third, fourth, and fifth or the fourth, fifth, sixth columns are moments about the x, y, and z axes, respectively. Now there is no header information on this, and there is no time component, so you have to know what your data capture settings were when you use these files. But that is the basic setup and the basic troubleshooting for these types of files. So this is what you'll be using, I'd say 90+% of the time in order to process force plate data. Okay.